Boom, boom.
Born in the U.S.
Boom, 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 boom.
Are you serious? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, welcome.
Welcome back, chat.
Welcome, Flick Filter Nation. Um, I'm your boy Big Diesel.
And I'm Coach.
And today, um, we're doing Bruce Springsteen movie Deliver Me from Nowhere.
From nowhere.
Um this has not been getting a lot of good reviews.
It has not. We are not even bearing that lead.
So director is Scott Cooper.
Yep.
Jeremy Allen White from The Bear is
Bear.
playing Bruce Springsteen.
Yep.
You got Jeremy Strong as his musical mentor and manager.
Yep.
John Landau. And you got some other people as well, but those are the main cast members. So did you see it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not. I'm sorry.
Womp womp.
I did not.
Womp
My
womp.
bad. Hey man.
Womp womp. Anywho.
But question for you. Did you see it?
We wouldn't be doing this if one of us didn't see it.
Good point.
But
back to you, chat.
But anywho, and spoiler alert, I actually enjoyed it.
Crazy.
Okay. So this is very different. This is based off of how most musical biopics, how they kind of go to how they were born, how they got founded and famous. A lot of their musical hits, pretty much drugs and alcohol or whatever their addiction was, their wife and kids and stuff, and then their death.
Their death or redemption, or if they don't have some sort of redemption.
Right, yeah. So my thing with biopics is it's always either very depressing, very, triggering, and I've been watching a lot of triggering stuff these past couple weeks. You've seen them in the reviews, but
yep.
I think this was more inspirational. It wasn't very heavy.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like Elvis was heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis was heavy.
Really?
And stuff like that. I feel like I'm not a big biopic type guy, just because especially if I know the celebrity, I can kind of tell where it's gonna go. I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan, but there's certain songs where I kind of like and listened to when I was a kid, but I didn't know it was Bruce Springsteen per se. But I still enjoyed him, but I'm not like a big Bruce Springsteen guy. Most of the people who didn't like this, though, were kind of, they didn't really listen to, they weren't Springsteen guys. Most of the other reviewers who are a big fan of Springsteen liked this. So I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of like, I liked it, but I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen guy. So I'm
gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I guess I saw. Now you've probably seen a little bit more reviews than I have, but there was one I was listening to, and one of the reviewers. She's a big music fan, and she seems to know a lot about Springsteen, his life, and knew very. She was saying a lot about specific details, and she did not like the movie at all. Just using that as a point. I'm not saying that other people who are big fans did or didn't, but I just saw her as an example, and she was like, she did absolutely not like it.
So And that's why you got to kind of see the movie for yourself instead
Yeah.
of just listening to us or listening to another critic, you know, talk about it
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like you might like it, but maybe you won't.
Yeah.
You just never know till you actually see it.
I'm interested in seeing it for
But
sure.
first off, it's basically based off of it's in a little section of his life about how he kind of is coming up with this album Nebraska, and basically they want the studio wants this hype thing that can boost them into um,
Superstardom.
superstardom, yes, but he wants more personal album.
Yeah.
Um, and he was dealing with depression, and it deals with a lot of the stuff he grew up with and stuff like that with his parents and stuff like that. Which I thought it did well. You know, based off of kind of losing my mom recently, um, I think those beats really hit for me, and it was great inspirational, very inspirational. Um, I think Jeremy Allen White, he did a perfect performance. I think I was listening to one of his interviews. He was like, "I don't sing a lick. I don't know how to play guitar," but I didn't know that until after I saw the movie. So they basically do Born in the USA, and that was probably the best scene in the whole movie. It sounded really good, but I'm sure it was just basically them playing the recording and he just kind of mouthing everything. But
Yeah.
um, now there is, I do kind of, here's my, like, I do think it was very good. It was very self contained. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. You don't have to kind of deal with their whole life in a whole movie. It's like 2 hours,
Yeah.
you know? So I feel like it was good for what it was supposed to be. And maybe like some Bruce Springsteen um, uh, fans are like, it kind of dives into why the album was the
Mm-hmm.
way it was. Um, so, but it also deals with. So basically, I'll say this. So the cool thing was when it does a flashback to when he's dealing with his mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's black and white.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. It lets you know what's a flashback and what's not. Um, and I really like that. And there are different things that I think it kind of glosses over. I would have liked a little bit more of why did he choose this song, but it kind of glosses over it, and you just see him coming up with stuff in his room, um, and stuff. But you don't get like the details. It just kind of sprinkles them in,
Yeah.
and I feel like it could have dove a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in certain spots, and you get up only a little glimpses of like. I feel like there was more to tell, but um, for whatever reason, they kind of didn't didn't dive deeper. I guess.
Yeah.
Um, there is a part that I felt like was the weakest, which was the whole relationship that he had with this woman, um,
Okay.
and then her daughter. I felt like it was cool,
Okay.
but it didn't really bring anything to the story or why. Like it kind of just gives him a little bit of tension
Yeah.
because he just kind of is so depressed. He's dealing with depression, and he not only just backs out of everything. Like she's calling him like maybe they got a scheduled date or whatever,
Yeah.
and he went ghost on her. His manager, he went ghost on him, and they're just like all worried about what's going on. Um, so it kind of just it gives you a little detail of where like he kind of just reclused,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of shut off,
Yeah.
um, and dealing with mental health
Mm-hmm.
health and depression. that's kind of real.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you do need to take a step back. Even if you're in a relationship or something, sometimes you just want to shut the world out.
Yeah.
And especially if you're thinking of music, especially with writer's block and something, even when writing a movie, maybe, um, sometimes you got to shut the world out to actually be able to think. All distractions,
Yes.
you kind of got to get those out of there.
Right.
So I really like that in that aspect, but I felt like the relationship itself, it didn't really add to the story, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I still think they did an excellent job, but I really liked more of the relationship he had with his manager, played by
Jeremy Strong.
Yeah, Jeremy Strong. So I like that dynamic better because he was very much concerned about kind of what's going on and stuff like that. She was kind of like it's a relationship, so of course she's more worried about like why are you ghosting me? I don't even know. You know, you're supposed to have a relationship, so
yeah,
it's kind of like you can't. It's all about communication, but I felt like he was more impactful and supportive than she actually was, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. My kind of tidbits. But again, I think I enjoyed it. Most of all, like I think it's a good watch.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Elvis, even though I liked it, I liked the performance. I really wouldn't watch it again. It's just one of those. It's very heavy. It's very kind of what he was dealing with Tom Hanks's character and everything like that. You know, it's just a tough watch. Yeah. This is more rewatchable.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, I like that. All right. Yeah, I like some of the points you made, definitely, like especially with the isolation part, and sometimes especially I feel like anybody can relate to that, whether you're a creative person or not. Sometimes you just need that time to isolate and to kind of just shut the world out. But even especially for like creatives and stuff, like I often hear about writers will like lock themselves, they'll like go on a retreat or somewhere, they'll go to a random hotel in a random city and just be there for a weekend just so that they can write.
Oh, that reminds me too. Cinematography is great as well. He's in certain places, like there's one house where he's got a good view of just like yard. You can see the main character Bruce as he's walking. You can see like it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. But then there's other scenes where he's in a, you know, he's performing or whatever.
Yeah.
So those are quite nice too. And or there's some parts where he's in the city or. But I think the best moments are the ones where he's sitting across from his manager and they're just going back and forth to where his manager is really concerned, but he's just kind of like, you know, you can tell like on his face that, you know, something's going on, but
yeah,
you know, he's trying to figure it out because he's very concerned, you know.
Gotcha. How would you how would you compare, because I know you mentioned Elvis, and I did see that, for me,
you weren't a big Elvis fan.
Yeah, it was. I thought Austin Butler did well, and Tom Hanks. I felt like his character was more like a cartoon villain almost.
Yeah, he was,
and that's maybe why I didn't feel the emotional weight, because it was like it was hard for me to like take it all serious because of him. But even though I did feel like Austin Butler did deliver, he did great. Even thinking about like Bohemian Rhapsody, that's probably one of the more well-known music biopics of the last few years. I know Rami Malek won an Oscar for that. That one was cool. It wasn't like a favorite of mine, but it was all right.
I would like there's a couple. There's Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Yeah,
I haven't seen that one. I
heard that was good.
Bob Marley.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one, but I got it on DVD.
Better Man. I know a lot of people. I feel like most of the people that saw Better Man said that they liked it. It was different.
The one that just came out.
Oh, A Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
With Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy.
Heard.
I think somebody said that this guy should have done Wonka rather than Timothy. That was funny.
Because he does.
But that's true.
He
that's
does
true.
Look more like Gene Wilder, like a younger Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
I feel like with Timothy's Wonka, that was more of a different Wonka.
Yeah.
It was his own kind of. But yeah, kind of going back to the whole thing with Springsteen. What do you feel like? Because I think we may have talked about this a little bit before. Why do you think they chose this particular time period to base the movie on versus when they're doing Born in the USA and that's a more popular album? Why do you feel like the director wanted to focus on that? Or maybe even do you feel like they talked to Springsteen about it? And I know he's been in some interviews as well, and it seems like they've definitely consulted him, but I'm just wondering from a creative standpoint why.
So I think because mental health is so important, and this is what kind of, I'm not trying to spoil it, so
yeah,
I don't want to give too much away, but this kind of makes or breaks because they want to kind of put them in another like hit that other notch. Mm-hmm. So they're as the studio, they're looking at radio play. What's going to play on the radio? So it gives a good understanding of how the studio sees it and how sometimes creatively you kind of had that back and forth with the studio where you feel like either you or God's kind of, your spirit is kind of pushing you to make this kind of stuff, but everybody else kind of wants you to hit that poppy, upbeat kind of. And I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes the best albums are the ones that are kind of heartfelt, that you got to kind of sit with. Yeah. And you got to, they're kind of, they might be uncomfortable, but to me, the most best music is the the more personal albums, you know, I would say that. That's good. Because I like those better than maybe everything. Oh yeah, this is good to like, you know, rock out to.
Yeah, you were making that for the crowd and making that for the.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the people are gonna love this, but it's like, what do you?
But this is this is basically part of what's going on. Like, this gives you a deeper understanding about who the person is. And I think that's why, because this was a real turning point for him, where he could have made more of a popular album, but he decided to make this. And I hear a lot of Springsteen fans are wondering, why did he make it like this? And this might be his way of telling them, this was what I was dealing with at the time. Gotcha. And this is why I made it. I decided out of all my albums to do this one. So
okay, gotcha. I like that.
I think because most biopics, because we have so many celebrities that we could do biopics for, and are probably going to do biopics for. I mean, they're probably going to do an Ozzy. They're probably going to do a Beatles. They're going to do.
Oh yeah, they're already working on the Beatles. They're going four of them actually.
The Michael Jackson one.
That's coming out.
You know, Aerosmith. There's so many that they're probably either working on or they're going to work on in the future. But you just don't want it to be too structured to where it starts to be formulaic.
Yeah.
Where it's just, we just got to hit this beat, and kind of shut it down, instead of like trying to do something different.
Yeah. To
where it doesn't feel repetitive.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. I like that, and even like looking at it from, kind of like a spiritual standpoint, like sometimes, um, a spiritual and creative standpoint, like sometimes there are things that we feel like are inside of us that we feel like God's put in us to like put out in the
Yep.
world, but then you look and see like, oh, the market seems to be demanding this thing, or the people, you feel like the people want this thing, and then if you try to play into what people want, it may not work out for you. Or even if it's commercially successful, God may have wanted you to do this other thing, and that other thing was like inside of you, but you might be disobedient and do this thing, and it ends up,
Also, it got a lot to do with YouTube, in a sense,
yeah,
because there's maybe stuff that is popular on YouTube that everybody wants us to do, but if God calls us to do a certain video, and we're just like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're kind of disobeying God in a
yeah,
sense, but we don't know what God's trying to do with that certain video.
yeah.
Um,
You don't know who he's trying to reach with it.
right, exactly. So you kind of gotta weigh the output.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's we gotta reach views and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, I kind of want to be Holy Spirit led and be led by the Spirit in some of our videos. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could you preaching?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
So after all that, what do you say your I know you don't. I know you're not a big biopic guy, but what would you say is like your top one if you had to name one?
I, this will probably be the one. Temptations too is a classic, but it's
Temptations
very
classic.
heavy.
Yeah,
It's very heavy.
yeah. It was on earlier this year.
It's not an easy watch,
I think around
but
Mother's
I
Day or
think
Father's Day.
everybody should watch it at least once
Yes.
if you hadn't already. But it is
It's iconic for sure.
definitely iconic.
Iconic for sure.
What's
that's the
what's the meme?
Ain't no one coming to see you, Otis.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's great performances, but very very heavy.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant watch.
Yeah.
Elvis was cool. I gotta get into more of them. I just
Mm-hmm.
some of them I can kind of read into it, especially based on the trailer. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for this one.
Yeah.
Especially if you know kind of what the kind of outline of it.
Right.
So, yeah.
I really like the new edition story that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been more than a few years at this point. I was in college when it came out, but I rewatched that a lot. It had like 2 or 3 parts. It was really good. That was so. It wasn't. It was like for it to come out on. I'm pretty sure it came out on BET, but it was like. Well, I'm like, wow, y'all really did that.
Two things we might try to do maybe next year or so if we got some time. Complete Unknown and Bob Marley. At least those two.
Okay.
At least those two. So check them out. But what what artists or even celebrity in general would you want them to do if you had to pick? Just one.
The guy that just came to mind was Prince.
They did one, didn't they?
Did
Or
they?
was it a documentary?
They did a documentary, and then I think Netflix buried it. That's a whole man. We don't.
Yeah, that's a whole nother Bible study.
Yeah.
But yeah, Prince,
Stevie Wonder too.
Stevie Wonder. Oh, I'm thinking of Ray. Ray's a good one too.
Ray.
I forgot about
Ray.
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 Um, Chadwick Boseman one too.
James Brown.
James Brown.
Get on up.
Yeah.
There's some good ones out
There's
there.
some good ones. There's some good ones.
There's some good ones.
Sometimes it's been a while. We got to rewatch them, but
of course, what's love got to do with it? That was iconic. I know it's a little. Yeah. I know.
Tina Turner, Whitney Houston are kind of heavy. Aaliyah would be good. It would be heavy.
I feel like they've done. I don't.
TLC, we're kind of rambling at this point.
They did a TLC. Keke Palmer was in it. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Lifetime.
But yeah, anywho, my rating would be
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
4.5.
Oh, nice. Okay.
4.5.
Okay.
It's unconventional. You're not going to hear a lot of 4.5s, I presume, but I liked it.
Gotcha.
I'll say that. I'm not trying to overhype it, but you might like it. I liked it, though. I liked it. I'll just say that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
anywho. All right, chat. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Tell your friends, your cousin.
Please like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, IG, all that
TikTok.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
You said Twitter, IG.
Oh, I meant to say TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
I was going to say, we ain't on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or are we? I don't know.
He's on Threads. Follow him on Threads.
Yeah.
But, anywho, we'll see you in the next one. All right. Later.
All right, y'all.